live again in a new episode of Coffee and Maybe Co. Hello, hi, how you doing? I'm doing well, thanks for asking. I just want to make sure again that we are actually live. I'm not going to spend 10 minutes like last week figuring it out. But let's just work to take a look. I'm gonna trust this process, and I'm gonna trust that we're live. I'm gonna go ahead and move this to my other screen. This is my streaming situation, so I can have that here. And I'm going to put the chat for all those millions of people that are watching right now, so I can, answer to you and whatnot. It's been a minute, so I think I'm just gonna go ahead and start talking with what I want to talk to you all about today. Basically, I want to welcome you to Coffee and Code. So what happened last week was kind of a trial, or like I want to call it a dry run, but it wasn't a dry run. I was actually live of me figuring out how to stream, how does this tool works, how does going live on LinkedIn and YouTube works. Which is why I'm not going to spend time on that today. I'm just going to trust that it's live because it says it's live. So, yeah, it is 12:31, almost 12:32 p.m. for me here in Valencia, Spain. I have my coffee right here. Last week I was streaming at like 7 p.m. and I am one of those people who cannot have coffee after maybe 3 or 4 p.m., like a full caffeinated coffee. A decaf, maybe, but still, some people are lucky enough that coffee doesn't really like overstimulate them. If you see a ball of fur going around, that is my dog, Basha. She has a chair. Oh my God, I just spilled coffee all over me. She has a chair behind me. So she might sit there or not. She's very free. So yeah, I have my coffee today. And I wanted to start with that because we are here to talk a little bit about coffee as well. It's not all, code and programming and stuff. If you saw the picture for this event, you might have seen a tiny mocha pot, which is this one. If you can see, it fits in my hand completely. This is literally one shot of espresso. And the reason I'm using it, this was a gift. I didn't think I was going to use it. But the reason I am is because my actual espresso machine broke. And by the way, if you have any recommendations for espresso machines that are not like super professional or expensive, I'm very open to suggestions. But yeah, mine broke, and I've been having to make coffee on this tiny mocha pot. It's been an experience. Coffee it's ready in like a minute because obviously, there's 8 grams of coffee is what this mocha pot can fit. And so yeah, that's what I'm using at the moment. Apart from that, someone says, yes, we are here because of our coffee addiction. You are in the right place, although I might switch the topic in a bit, but yes. If you are a coffee addict, please send me coffee machine recommendations, coffee machines if you know. I also have a Chemex, which is not in my background, it's somewhere over there. But I do like having like a latte or a flat white in the morning, and so that's why I have my espresso with me. Had. But yeah, what else do I have for you today? Oh yeah, I want to do a review of what happened last week. Last week, I started talking about what I'm doing lately at work. Basically, I'm going to be talking a lot about FBA and most precisely OpenFBA, which is an open source project. You can build your own authorization system, heavily based on relationship-based access control. So last week we went through OpenFGA, the docs, a little bit of the API, and we also run it locally so we can see what was going on, there. I'm going to share my screen with you all. Share screen. I'm gonna say this window or a tab. I'm gonna say the tab just because why not? So in the OpenFGA documentation, there it is. Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. It might be. There we go. So in the OpenFGA documentation, when you want to get started with it and start building, they have a few SDKs that you can use, or you could just go ahead and interact directly with the API. So at the moment they have an SDK for Node, Go, .NET, Python, Java, and of course you can use their CLI. Me being the Ruby nerd that I am, I wanted to use OpenFGA, but I just wanted to use Ruby. And so I was working on a project. I'm going to share this tab instead, which is this Rails API authorization. It's basically a Rails API where I iterated going from using roles, then using attribute-based access control, and then finally using relationship-based access control in FGA. And so that's where I was using OpenFGA. And because there wasn't an SDK, I just went ahead and created a service class that is basically a wrapper around all the endpoints that I was going to use. I was not going to use them all, so what I did was to create a method here, because most of the endpoints I was going to use were post requests, so I just wrapped that into its own method, and I was using the net HTTP library because I didn't want to add anything extra to my project. This is built in. And yeah, so using that, I was just mainly making the request to create a store, create an authorization model, update a relation, and I think a couple more. Yeah, perform a check and list objects. Oh, there's another one, back check relations as well. I don't remember if I used this one. I probably did because I left a longer comment here explaining what I was getting. But anyway, as you can see, it's not a really complex class to build. It's just a wrapper around an API. But then I thought I could probably see if I could start working on generating an SDK for Ruby for OpenFGA. One of my colleagues was also interested on doing this, and so we had a chat and figure out if we wanted to do this. And so we created this repository, which I now call OpenFGA Ruby SDK. And I'm going to walk you through what happened here, so then we can actually do some other stuff. So basically, we created this repo, and then we just generated the code to create a new gem. And for that, I used my girlfriend ChatGPT, because to be honest, I've never created a gem of my own. And it's actually quite simple. It's like bundle, it's a bundle command. So let me Google it, because that would be like better if I tell you exactly the command that I use. Let me see if I have it stored here. Yeah, it's bundle gem and the name of the gem, and that's it. So that's pretty much what I did with this project. And then together with my colleague, what we did was to see how the other SDKs were built. So if we go to, let's see if I can go from here. Share this instead. So you can see OpenAPI CLI. And let me see. I like looking at the Python SDK just because the code looks similarly. I'm gonna go ahead with it. Okay. So as you can see in this SDK, you have like a docs folder example, and then the actual structure of the SDK inside this OpenFDA underscore SDK folder. They also have a generator, which is what you can use to generate an SDK. Here it is. It was recently updated. Nice. But I was not. I actually tried to use this generator, and it worked pretty nice. Um, I believe this is a wrapper around an open API. Yeah, this is the main generator responsible for generating the SDK from the OpenFDA, OpenAPI V2 document. Um, so it's if you want to generate one of these APIs for a technology you want to use, you could use this. Another thing you can do is go to, let's see if I can find it from here, OpenAPI generator. This one. Because bear in mind, like OpenFDA is using OpenAPI under the hood, so the SDK generator just adds more stuff, more what's the word, concise or like more specific for OpenFDA. But if you want to just generate one of these SDKs of OpenAPI using the spec, you can do it as well, which is what we did. Mainly this is an experiment, so we were like, okay, let's try it. And what this generated was, let me find it because I want to show you. This is on this other viewport, I think. Let me see. Do I have it? Do I not have it? It's in my notifications probably. Oh no, maybe not. I need to remind myself that I have to share the correct tab because you're probably looking. I'm not sure if you're looking at the right tab. Right now you're out. And now I'm going to share the tab that I actually need to share. So when you use the OpenAPI generator, this is what you get more or less. You get a docs, a lib, and a spec folder, which is very similar to what any Ruby gem would look like. You can I don't think you can see it because I'm like in the corner right now, but I might just go to her chair. Yep, she's going there. Can you see her? There she is. She's gonna go in the chair. Come on then. Okay. So yeah, this is what we generated. And if we go into the lib folder, OpenAPI client, as you can see, this is very generic OpenAPI client. There's nothing specific, except when you start getting into the code. So if we go to the models folder, these models were actually generated from the Swagger file from the OpenFDA documentation. So the models are actually pretty useful. What we decided to do was, let's take all these models and put them on our other repository and start from there. So if I go back to my repo, that is what we have here actually under the lib OpenFDA folder. We added these models here, and here we have all the models related to OpenFDA. And then what we've been trying to do is work with issues and trying to define how we want to work. The first thing was like one of the first discussions is, okay, but how do we want to design the API? And so the discussion was around, uh, let's see how the other SDKs are doing it, but also keep in mind how this implementation would work in Ruby. Like, would it make sense to do the same for a Ruby developer? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. It really depends. Um, and so an idea would be to go with a structure like this, where you get your client and then you initialize it with a hash, the API URL, the store ID, and all the things that you need. We're probably going to start from a very basic version of this and then build our way up from there. So what I was planning to work on today was working on the source endpoints. So if I go to the API and I show you the endpoints that I mean, we have these 4 endpoints for stores. It's a pretty much a CRUD, I guess that's how you say it in English, but create, read, update, delete kind of thing. There's also pagination, continuation token, and all sorts of things. I think for today, I think I'm going to focus on making it work, I guess. And my suggestion was to have a similar structure like this. This is what the generation suggests. Instead of OpenAPI client, it would be like OpenFTA, something like this. And so replace the name for OpenFTA and keep the API model folders like they are right there. And in the discussion we had, we decided to keep the different entities in separate files, because an option would be to do it how, you see, it happened again that I was sharing the wrong tab. You know what? Let me just share the whole window. This whole tab situation, I'm gonna forget, and then I'm gonna be talking about something. Entire screen. Why not? Screen. This is the right screen. Okay, this makes more sense. So this is what I wanted to work on today in generating the source endpoints. And what we discussed is having them in separate models. So for the different entities that we have, in this case here we have source, authorization models, relationship tuples, relationship queries, and so on and so forth. Instead of having one big file to handle all the different endpoints, we're going to separate it in different files. I think it's more, I don't want to say easy, maybe easy to maintain is another word, but also easy to collaborate, because we're going to be working on different files at some point. So for example, let's take a look at the Python SDK again. Python SDK. I go to OpenFTA SDK, and then we go to API. I think they do have it all in one big file, which is fine. If it makes sense, you do you, you know? I just prefer to have it like in different files. This is, you see that the structure is more or less the same. It's the name of the project, API, and then models, whatever. So let's just do that. Let me check. Sounds good. Yeah. Something interesting to check is how does the generated code for this look like? And it looks like this. It's actually not bad, but when I see this code, I 100% know it was not written by the person, and I'm instantly like, I want to change so much stuff, you know? So I might use this as my groundwork. I don't know if that makes sense. And build on top of it. So this is my project right here. I think you can actually create a new branch from this issue. That is a very long name for a branch. Okay. Um, for- Take a look at me. I've never done this here. You know what? Let's just do it the way I'm used to do it, which is with the let me make sure you can see it's a bit small. The good thing about this tool that I'm using is at least I don't know how to see how many people are watching, which is great because that's what. Okay, there's one person or two people out there. Uh, no, it could be more. Let's just do us for something. Okay, whatever. Anyways, let me pull. Let's make sure that I have everything here. For context, I use a lot of aliases in Git. So if you see G, that's just Git, and then I will mention the other ones that I have as I use them. Here's one. G Go, and then the name of the branch. Go for me is checkout minus B, so just check out to a new branch. I'm gonna name this for endpoints. And now that we have our banner tool, we can start doing really nice visible. So here's what we have. I'm gonna create a new folder here, API. And then in here, I'm gonna create my stores.rb file. Is that how we want to name them? Stores API. I mean, I'm inside the folder API, so that's a bit redundant. Let's see how the others do it. I'd like to see how other people do it. I want to keep consistency. I don't want to just because we're another technology. Let's do it completely different. Maybe we can check like Go. Go is okay. Outside the client. My laptop gets a little bit slow when I'm streaming. I guess it's normal. Okay, this one's different. You see, so maybe this makes sense for Go developers, and that's great. But let me try with JavaScript. Oh, this is actually similar to the Go one. Interesting. Maybe I am doing it differently. Credential example telemetry details. I don't know what's in credentials. I like this music. Okay. My last try is going to be the .NET SDK. Here it is. This is source folder. It's more familiar. Okay. Okay, they have an API. New API. And this is where everything happens. API client. This is coming all the time. Okay. Well, I'm just going to click course. And I thought that since I'm here with you, I was planning to use Copilot. Open chat. I'm not very familiar with using Copilot, to be honest. Oh, here you can see what I was doing. Like, let's generate new Ruby gem. Okay, current file, ask Copilot. Oh, do I want it to be a module? Okay, let's create a module. But if I just want it to be a module, it's not. Why is it not in text? No, 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 never. Thank you very much. And then I'm gonna take a look at the generated code. I lost. Here it is. So this is under the OpenAPI client, which TBD, I guess. Well, yeah, I guess I should do a model and class TBD, how to initialize it, and then go. I would probably go straight ahead and go to the create store code. So I'm gonna do that. It's gonna be module OpenAPI. This because it's how it stores. And then here, like I said, TBD to find out how we're going to do it. I think I'm going to go ahead and take my own code. Where am I? Rails API station. Here it is. Because I did it in the service class just because of how I decided to structure this project. But I think it's going to be kind of similar. Okay. And copy this code and figure it out. Okay. So right now, what I have here is a helper class to get a post request. This will probably change in the future. And this has a URI. It's parsing an environment variable called FGA API URL, which I need to set. And yeah, we're making a request using it HTTP, which is built in Ruby. Passing that body and yeah, just making a request. And I'm gonna create the store with this method. The URL is just /stores. If you check the docs, let's make sure all the docs. I close them. Everything. Open API. Juan says, "Don't trust Copilot." I don't. That's why I'm not using it. When I do use it, I'm like sus. I'm like, "What are you writing for me? Just tell me something, and I'll edit it and decide if it's good or bad." So yeah, the create a store is just a post request to store, and then you can send a bunch of stuff. I guess the body, just the body, great. And in the body, you just send the name of the store you want to create. Here I named it expenses, but probably when you call this, you probably want to pass the name as a parameter, right? So we're going to do that. Like this. And then parse the response, get the ID. I mean, this is like very wishful thinking. If this happens, then great. That's a call phone. That's great. So we can probably do some error handling here. I just want to test this out. I think the first thing I'm going to do is, how does this work in Gem? If I decide to add the .mgem, I don't want to force people to have to use that gem as well. So, I'm going to Google that. I don't know. Should I ask ChatGPT? No, let's Google it. Also, let me hide this. Well, whatever. I can put it here. Um, Ruby gem add dependencies. Let's see what we get from that. I'll try the dependency of the content first. No. Add. So, how to find external to be verified before? How to add additional games are good. Hmm. Might just add it and figure it out later. So what I was trying to figure out is if I add a new gem, like the dot m gem, Ruby, to handle and load environment variables and stuff using a .m file, is that going to affect how people who use my gem, like, are they going to have to do something else? I don't want that, but again, TBD. We'll find out. I'm going to install this one. If I have to change it later, I'll just change it. This is the gem file right now. It's pretty, doesn't have anything right now. Also, TBD. Yeah, we're gonna use it in development and test. You see, this is where I'm like, so let's use it now. I'm gonna do on the install. Of course, we got an error. There was an error when loading blah blah blah. Cannot load file the SDK version. I actually had this error not long ago, and I think the FGA version. It's saying that it cannot load this file, but I'm pretty sure that it's trying to load it from here. FGA, blah, 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 blah. I actually think Steve fixed this already. But you know what? We're on a mission here to do something. Version here. It's trying to read from here and it's failing miserably. OpenFGA Ruby SDK. OpenFGA Ruby. OpenFGA. I think version. That's it. But, yeah. What do we have all these modules here for? I'm not gonna lose them. I think this was like from the generated code initially because I did change the folder structure. Let's see if that looks better. Oh wait, I need to change it in the gem spec. I don't know. Let's see. Like, nope. It's still trying to get it from /ruby/sdk version on line 3. Ah, okay. Oopsie. If I import it correctly, maybe I didn't, probably would have fixed that earlier. Okay, now it's installing. I'm installing all the, this is basically the first gem that I personally add. So other than the one I just did, we have Rake, RSpec for testing, Robocop for formatting and making our code look pretty and efficient and so on. So we'll see. And .m, which are just added. Okay, we're all added. So this generates a gemfile.log, which if you are another kind of developer is just, telling you all the things that are installed in their versions. Want to make sure that .m is here. Yeah, good. And the whole reason I added .env is because I do want to have a .m file and put my stuff in there. I'm also going to add this .m file to the git ignore You don't want it here. I guess this is a suggestion from Copilot. This is actually correct. Thank you, Copilot, for a nice comment. So I'm gonna accept that. Actually, I'm not. Leave me alone. Cool. And so the name of the variable we're gonna put here is FGA API URL. That's the first one that we need. In my case, Copilot, and now I know why one is like, don't trust Copilot, like it's suggesting weird stuff. I'm gonna run OpenFGA locally, and that runs in localhost 3000. So that's gonna be my variable for my local environment for now. And I want to test this out. Should I just go ahead and write test? I'm gonna be very vulnerable with you right now. Very transparent. And that is, I'm not a fan of writing tests. I would write all the tests. I will test everything. Will I enjoy the process? I won't. I just won't. I don't like it, but I know I have to do it. So don't, kill me for that. What is going on here? What is all this? Style documentation. Missing top level documentation. Is this Rubocop? It is. Okay. I don't wanna fix this right now because it's gonna be annoying, but because it's missing all the documentation and stuff. And I know for a fact these files are probably gonna have some, yeah. Rubocop doesn't like like it says here, like string literals prefer double quoted strings. So if you have single strings here, that's gonna be in there. Oh my god, no, what's the okay. Focus. Okay. How do I test this? How do we test our gem? Other than like, can I run this somewhere? Or maybe I create like my own script and import my gem and test it? I don't know. Or do I just go ahead and start writing tests? SDK spec. Oh, this is an old folder. I'm gonna delete this. And this Ruby folder. Are you sure you want to leave Ruby? Yes. Oh my god, am I really doing this? Okay, new folder, lib, and then inside lib we're gonna have. Wait, I did the other way around. I meant API spec. FGA. Rename this to API, and here we're gonna create a new file. Stores spec.rb. Okay, I might use Copilot for this because I don't remember the syntax. Let's see. Stores generate API test or not just tests. Test for the stores RB file. Will this work? Oh, it looks like you may not have tests set in this report. Would you like to set them up? What are you talking about? I mean, I'm using RSpec. Should I accept? One is in my head saying don't trust Copilot. I'm gonna accept and see what happens. Given the structure of your work, it appears that you're working on a Ruby project. Okay, yeah. We're using RSpec for this. It looks like you already have some RSpec tests set up in your workspace. Yeah, I thought you said I didn't, but okay. To ensure everything is configured right, let's create a basic hello world. I don't want a hello world. Oh my god. Okay. I guess I have to initialize RSpec. Let's test this out. but I don't want this hello world situation here. Don't I have RSpec already? I do. I guess we gotta run this to initialize RSpec. Finally, you can run your test with blah blah blah. Yeah, I'm not gonna accept any of that. Well, I'm just gonna initialize this, see what happens. Again, it was initialized, so okay. Work set up test in your. I don't want to do it from scratch. I will be honest with you. I mustn't this hello world spec. Okay. I'm not gonna say that. I refuse. Like a pilot thinking. This is gonna be annoying. Let's start fixing this so we will help you describe. We'll describe open FTP. And then I think, if I remember correctly, we can have like different contexts. Or maybe I'll do OpenFGA or something like that. And then the first test could be it returns 201. I don't know. And here, you know what I'm going to Google, because I'm not sure how to do this, is, for example, I have like a script here. How do I test RV? And then can I just import this gem here? I assume I can, but how would you do that locally without putting it like here and stuff? That's what I've never done. Let's see. Here I was talking with ChatGPT about creating gems. So let's see. How can I test this gem locally? Let's see what we get. Build a gem, okay? Gem build, blah. And then install the gem locally. This allows you to use the gem. Test in IRB, okay. Yeah, we can try to test it on IRB or a separate Ruby script. That was gonna be my attempt. Very creative with the name, test IRB. And run the test. If your gem is being used in a separate project, no, that's fine. Okay, let's build a gem. Gem build, blah. See what happens. Gem build. How do we call it? Open. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Of course, we got a bunch of errors. Let's see. Error while executing gem invalid specification exception. To do, put your web. This is what I was saying earlier. That I was fixing that. Yeah, I think I can probably merge it, but I don't want to merge a PR that is not mine yet. Yes, pretty sure. Yeah, you see, this was already fixed in a PR. So I'm gonna copy this just for the sake of the streaming, and then I'll do it the right way and talk to Steve and see if this is completed. This specs summary description and homepage has been updated for real stuff. And let's also change this part here. And that's it. Yeah, this is the stuff that I got rid of. Pick up. Let's see. This build. Warning, you have specified the URI path for the following keys. Only the first will be shown. Successfully built gem. Okay. It should be like in green, like, yes, we did it. It's like, I see so much text that I'm not sure it was built. But that's cool. So what's the next step, my dear friend, ChatGPT? Install the gem locally. Yes, it's installed. I'm telling you, my laptop's like dying right now. Hi. Am I still there? Seems like I am. Oh no. It's going very slowly. Okay. And then install FBA. Again, no. And install OpenFBA. Ready? FBA. Again, open. Oh, with the version number as well. Probably trying to install it. Oh, isn't it? Like the version number is like 0.1.0. 1.0. Let me go check that. Okay. Then if I get it in interpreter, can I just use it? OpenFGA. Okay. Want to require OpenFGA slash. Okay. If I just put OpenFGA, no, cannot load. What do you want me to add? The models? Why not the API? Ah, wondering. Slash. No. Interesting. Why can't I load the API? Let's see. The API models. What if I do this one? Ooh, I need to change this as well. On all of them. Something familiar. Nice space, typeface. You can see everything I can do with it. Okay. Require, cannot put something out. Okay, let's go back to my friend. Yeah, require. Yeah, cannot just. I'm gonna delete this file because I'm not gonna use it. I want to be there. You use it, but it's just not useful. Okay, not that. looking at this, I should probably expose whatever I have in my API folder, like similarly to this. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So in this case, I don't have anything to, like, I have OpenFGA, but how do I access within, I don't have anything. So I'm going to this file here, OpenFGA, .mp, and then here, there's a lot of stuff here. Sure. Let's see. Customize the full settings for this. Okay. Blah 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 blah. I don't really need this right now, so get rid of it. Missing tabular documentation. Please do the crop, give me a break. And then from here, I'm gonna require the OpenFGA API source. Let's see what that gives me. Just have to build it again. If I have to install it again, I don't know. I'll just do everything there just in case. And let's see what I get here. If I do require OpenFGA, I get an error. If I do OpenFGA, I don't get the source or anything. So I'm definitely doing something wrong here. In this case, from this folder, we're requiring the API, assertions API. For example, let me look at the source API and see how it's done. It's under the model, it's the class, you have a natural accessor, blah, blah, blah. There's too much in, there's not much here that, this is initializing the configuration. Here's where they have a code for building the request. Interesting. Download file, blah, blah, blah. But again, there's nothing here that works for me right now. This is, minimize this, is definitely the same level. And I don't know if it's the same structure, so I am gonna require all the models and all that as well. But I do need to change the OpenAPI client more. I do have all the models, I haven't cleaned them up, so. Okay, last one, OpenFGA. And people will be annoyed that I'm using single quotes. I get it. So these are all the models, and they are under OpenFGA models, and then all the models that I have there, starting with any assertion, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And here, I'm requiring OpenFGA API stores, OpenFGA stores, I mean, I'm gonna put like a random hola, hi, constant in there. So I wanna see what that does. So I can access that. Let's see. I didn't press option to verify it. No, I don't need to verify. I can access the namespace, the timing, and the version. And the version is here. Did I like? Do I have a spelling mistake? Like module open FJA, 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 and I have a version here. You can access this one. So why can't you access this one? Do you want me to put more stuff in here? Hi. Let's see. Everything. Right. No. Mm-hmm. So, let's go. Require. Why? Why do you want to like do the models and all the other stuff? So then I can do OpenFJA and let me see. What, let me see what's going on in there. So you want to import this one that doesn't even have the same model name. That's great and interesting that you want to do that. That doesn't make any sense for me, but Ruby do you. Same here. None of them have the same name. Okay. It's not even doing anything. Mm. If there's a Ruby developer watching and they want to help me out, please go for it. 'Cause I'm not sure. Like I said, I've never built a gem on my own. I always work like on something that was already built. Okay, so let's check this file. Common Files API client. And in the API client, the requirement is model API client, API client, and then the class API client. We initialize it with something. And instead of putting like a random puts in there, we can put like a random type. Okay, stop it. Mm. Um, again, with the model, I want to know why I can't just do this or just open FBA on its own. working towards a win here. Mm, yeah, not much change here. So. Well, I initially set this live stream to last for an hour, then we got to the hour, and I finished my coffee. I did not get where I wanted to, but um, we found out a few things. How to start testing your gem locally. I still need to figure that out, and I will probably continue working on this for the rest of the day because now this is personal. If you know, you know. When it's personal, it's like I need to fix this. Um, but yeah, the idea today was to start working on the implementation for the stores endpoints, and those are we started with the create store. So I guess we're gonna continue working on it, and then next week I will let you know how I progress, and then we will either continue working on this, or if I manage to get this to work, we'll probably move to the next thing. I would love if we could just build this in a live stream, 1 hour a week. But realistically, I also want to make progress in this. It's just like to have that sense of like I did it. But yeah, thank you everyone for joining today. I'm still screen sharing. Thank you for joining today and for struggling with me trying to figure out how to test a gem locally. And yeah, I'll see you next week. I like this time to do in live streaming. Let me know if it works for you as well. And I'll try to do it either Wednesday or Thursdays. Those are the 2 days I'm trying to test out and see which one works better. And yeah, thank you very much for watching and see you next week. Bye.